Welcome back to Wembley. Thomas Tuchel has named his 26-man squad for the World Cup. We will hear from the England manager at 11 o'clock. Let's just remind you of the 26 players he has selected, 26 players he hopes will win the World Cup for England. The three goalkeepers are, as expected, Dean Henderson, Jordan Pickford and James Trafford. In defence, we've got 4 full-backs and 5 centre-backs. There's Dan Burn, Mark Gahey, Reece James, Ezri Konsa. We've got Tino Livramento, Nico O'Reilly, Jarrell Quansah, Jed Spence and John Stones makes the squad as well. Plenty of experience from him in there. If we go into the midfielders, Elliot Anderson, Jude Bellingham, Eberechi Eze, Jordan Henderson is there again, an experienced head for Thomas Tuchel. Kobbie Mainoo is in along with Declan Rice and Morgan Rogers. If we look at the forwards, so the strikers stroke wingers, he's got Anthony Gordon, the captain Harry Kane, Noni Madueke is in, so is Marcus Rashford, Bukayo Saka, Ivan Toney as expected, and Ollie Watkins. Right, Rob, it's quite good that we ended with the forwards there. A few people have been mentioning a lack of goals. By the way, anyone at home, if you want to get in touch via our WhatsApp number, all right, and we'll put your messages up across the screen. A few people talking about lack of goals. What are the records of those forwards so far? How many have they got for England?
It's a worry, but what we've seen here is Thomas Tuchel leaving a lot of experience at home. We've talked about Harry Maguire there as the most obvious one. If you look at the front areas, we're talking about a lack of creativity, maybe, in leaving Phil Foden and Cole Palmer out there. But I think the real concern for England fans will be how many England players have actually scored goals in major tournaments and on the international stage. There are only 3 players in this squad who are into double figures for international goals. Now, compare that with other nations that are going to this World Cup, and that is woeful by comparison. Harry Kane, England's all-time leading goals, 78. Marcus Rashford, 18. Bukayo Saka, 14. Nobody else in this squad has scored double figures. That has to be a concern for Thomas Tuchel.
Cole Palmer, last Euro final. You were there, I was there.
Scored in the final.
Were you there?
I was there.
Yeah,
I was on a different network, but I was there.
Cole Palmer comes on the pitch, substitute, 3 minutes. Within 3 minutes of coming on the pitch, he scores against Spain in the Euro final.
Do you mean in that kind of match
Euro final?
I always say that.
Last summer.
You have to update your resume. You have to. You can't live on the past.
He updated it last summer.
When?
Final.
Last summer?
Final of the Club World Cup.
That was last summer, though.
In the MetLife Stadium, the same stadium that will have the World Cup final.
This is a year later.
Chelsea, PSG, full-strength PSG team. Cole Palmer scores twice.
You support Chelsea?
No, scores twice. Player of the match, player of the tournament. He gets his award from President Trump, and now he's not even good enough to be in the England squad just because he's been injured a bit this season.
Listen, again,
He's
it's performance.
He's not. Look, by his own very high standards, he's not been playing well for Chelsea, has he?
And this is the thing. This is what I'm saying, Rob. If you're not playing well, if you're not playing well when you come back.
Chelsea have had 4 managers this season.
Okay, let's say this.
He's been injured.
Kobbie Mainoo, right? He was at the squad the whole time. He's come back into the squad. He's playing well. He's been selected week in, week out. He's stayed fit. That's why he's in the squad. Like,
Adam Wharton's playing well week in, week out.
He's not playing better than the players that are in there.
Why is he not in the squad?
Is he playing better than the players that are in there?
Because he plays for Crystal Palace.
No,
is he playing?
Is he playing in better players than in there?
I'd have Adam Wharton in the squad as well.
Ahead of who?
I'll have to look at the squad.
Let's get the squad up. Let's get the squad up.
He's back with Jordan Henderson or Elliot Anderson.
But Jordan Henderson's there, and you know why he's there. He's there, like, you know, that kind of manager amongst the players.
Well, he should go as a coach.
Look, there are a lot of midfield options that he's not turned to here. You look at James Garner, you look at Adam Wharton, you look at Alex Scott, who's been outstanding for Bournemouth this season, all of whom have been in a Thomas Tuchel England squad, haven't really been given a lot of chance to impress. So I think that there'll be some people, certainly the supporters of those clubs, will be looking at it going, that's a bit rum.
Does he get some praise, Tuchel, however, for a lot of managers, they shoehorn players into positions that isn't their best position. We remember it under Sven-Göran Eriksson, with Paul Scholes was put left wing, etc. If you look at the wingers, he's got 2 left wingers. Gordon and Rashford, they're left wingers. Yeah. Saka and Madueke, they are right wingers. They are in there. Yeah. He's picked 3 number 10s who are number 10s. He could have gone Foden and Palmer as wingers, but that would have been square pegs in round holes. Does he deserve praise for that?
Tom, you've turned up. I love that question.
Admittedly, though, at left back, I will contradict myself at left back. He's picked 3 right backs and 1 left back. It's just because the right backs.
And Nico O'Reilly's been playing number 10 for them.
But they do play though as well. They do play. Like Spencer's played left back, he's played right back.
So has Livramento. But at the same time, that's the only position I would question in that sense.
Well, look, about left back, Miles Lewis-Skelly, there was a lot of clamour for him to get back into this England squad. He's been playing for Arsenal at the key games, big games for them in the back end of this season. But Thomas Tuchel will only consider Miles Lewis-Skelly as a left-back. He's been playing in a defensive midfield role for Arsenal. Was never going to make this squad. Despite the clamour from Arsenal fans, I understand the clamour. He's a great player. He's been playing really well. Not as a left-back. So I think there is something in what you're saying there, Tom, that Tuchel has tried to fit round pegs in round holes.
And also there as well, when we talk about Eze 6 weeks ago, I think we all agree, he wasn't close to this World Cup squad. But he's been playing well, he's knuckled down, obviously he's won the Premier League with Arsenal now, he's scored some important goals for Arsenal in key moments. He's worked himself back into the team. You would say that he's one of the most informed number 10s for England, no? Would you agree with that? That's why he's in there.
Yeah, no, he definitely deserves to be in there.
So do you put Palmer in ahead of Eze?
I would.
Come on. Can we change places, please?
My point is, this is Thomas Tuchel's England squad. This is all about Thomas Tuchel. This is not, the best players in England. This is not the players who've been playing the best. This is all about what can you do for Thomas Tuchel at this World Cup. Do you fit into my plan? Do you fit into the way I want England to play and my tactics? And if you don't, you're not coming. How can you go to the World Cup and not have Trent Alexander-Arnold?
How can you just
Trent Alexander-Arnold play for Real Madrid?
Choose players?
He's a key player for Liverpool.
But hang on, let me make one point there.
How can you not?
Look, a lot of what you're saying, I agree with. You know that, and I've said as much already. But we have criticised England in the past repeatedly under previous managers because they've tried to crowbar the big names in. Look at the midfield debate in the golden era, the golden generation.
But this is not
where
crowbarring. If Trent Alexander-Arnold was Brazilian,
no, but hang on,
he'd be in the Brazil squad.
We tried to fit it.
If he was Argentinian,
great, though.
if he was Argentinian, he'd be in the Argentinian squad.
Brazil ain't good now, though.
If he was Spanish, he'd be in the Spanish squad.
He's not going to be in the French squad.
Why not?
Why would he?
We tried to fit it.
Gus Malo.
He's better defensively.
Malo Gusto. Yeah,
Better defensively.
We tried to crowbar. What I'm trying to say, Tom, is we tried to crowbar in Paul Scholes, Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard, all into an England midfield. They didn't fit. They didn't play together well. It didn't work because we were scared to death of leaving big names at home. So actually, that was given to Thomas Tuchel as part of the challenge. Make this your squad. Do what you think is best for the country, best for the team.
Exactly.
And that's what he's done. I don't like some of it. And like Kaveh, I have a real issue.
Then? Rob, do you take names with you? Do you take names instead of performances?
I think you have to have a balance of both for me. And I'm not comfortable with the likes of Trent Alexander-Arnold, Phil Foden and Cole Palmer being left at home, and Harry Maguire. I think their experience, their ability, they will be missed. But I do understand why Thomas Tuchel has done some of it, and I think his FA bosses will applaud him for doing it, because he's made some big decisions, some brave decisions. In less than half an hour, I'm going to ask him why he's made those decisions.
Well, I've got some quotes. We've actually got some quotes from Thomas Tuchel before you go to speak to him, so I'll read these out. You can take these in and we'll talk about them after the break. This is what Tuchel has said. A lot of factors play into that nomination process. Like I said, I love the difficult decisions. I love the tough decisions. They bring a certain edge. That is what you need to go all the way. It is hard to please. In the end, we have to pick the squad that we as a staff are convinced of and really believe in. And he goes on to say, I feel the love of your coach. You feel the love of your coach and you feel the trust. In the end, it comes down to this. Who do we really trust? The connection has to be there. Somehow, it is a bit of a tool to challenge myself. What would I think from the outside? Mostly, it is about the energy, connection and trust between me and the players. So those quotes just into us from Thomas Tuchel